we're back. I almost forgot to push record. We got to going, and I'm gonna start cutting out this handle. And I got to thinking, and I changed the tire on the bandsaw, and I was like, I better push record on this. So here's what we got. Here is. She is finished. That is all I plan on doing. With this here. She's done. So that part is finished. The tricky part I had, was trying to decide which way I was going to go with the handle. This is my regular handle. This is my 34 inch. She's a little curve to it. I'm gonna go with a regular fawn's foot on this one. So I'm gonna knock that down quite a ways. The only problem with this one here is she's got a flaw. That's not a flaw. For me, I won't send that out unless it's to somebody I know, and they know it's there. But I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna wait for a good solid splitting head, and I'm gonna mount it and swing the snot out of it. So, but I could decide if I wanted to go with this is the pattern here, right? Okay. Or a little bit closer to a French curve-ish style. But as old as that is, I kind of wanted to stick with an old school head. So I did come across a handle, old school handle. I did come across the handle a while back that I've been wanting to replicate. And that's 36 inches there. I'm going to shorten this to 34. Look at the curves on that. And it's an octagon, but let's see if we can get this done. See, there's nothing straight about this handle. Yeah, nothing straight at all. So I want to replicate it. And it's an octagon. Old school octagon handle. I don't think I'll octagon this handle. I will do one exactly like this. But, so, that's what I decided to go with. So, and it's going to be out of ash. And it's going to be 34 inches long instead of 36. So, and I'm gonna fix that right there. I don't like the looks of that. Yeah, I don't like the looks of that. Okay, so there's gonna be a little bit more. Now I look at it. It just looks funny. I might put a little bit more of a hook on that. Ever so slightly. But I'll cut it out right there anyway. And then I'll put the hook on. I don't know if you can see that or not. and then I'll put the hook on. When I'm shaping it. But I think that will fit that head. It'll be more suiting for that head than a new school, a new. Careful, don't cut myself here. Oh yeah. Oh, now I see it like that. It's, yeah, for sure. Okay, so let me get you guys moved, and we'll get this cut out, and we'll start making a handle. See you soon. Okay, well, just putting the final touches, last few coats on this. And I was doing an edit on the video, and I forgot the ending. So I just want to say, if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like if you like the video, or if you like my content. If there's anything I can work on, or if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. Hopefully there's some information in there somebody got some use out of, and if that's the case, then I'm going in the right direction. So, but I want to thank the people that did subscribe, and my new subscribers, and then I want to wish you all a happy Easter, and you guys have a safe weekend. Take it easy. Okay. So there's my pattern. It's upside down. That's okay. This is the first pattern I went with, and then I changed my mind. Now we're gonna go old school. So, look at how we're gonna do this. That should work. That should work fine. Now, we do this. So, let's get you guys moved and we will lay this out and we'll be back. Okay, so this particular piece of wood is a little thicker. It's a little thicker than I usually do. Usually I like to stick around 1.5 inches. This is 2. So, what did I do? What did I do with that? So this is 2 inches. Yes, it is. So what I usually do is I will check center and then check the other side, make sure it's just a shade off, not enough to make a difference. Okay. Alright. So what I usually do, because this is a planed this is a plain slab, so the sides are straight. So what I usually do is I take this, figure out the center, mark it, check from the other side, dead on. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll mark center in a few different places. All the way down. Now, I take an old busted saw blade, bandsaw, line it up there. Use this for my straight edge. And it doesn't matter how curvy of a handle you have, the bandsaw will bend to it and it'll keep the straight edge. I'll move the microphone, which I forgot. Hopefully that comes out. So see how that curves right there? You use that. Doesn't matter how curvy of a handle you got, that'll bend to it and hold the straight edge. So now we got that. Now we figure out how wide a handle we want. So what I usually go let's see how wide this is. Okay, so let's see how wide this is. She's just a shade over 3/4. So, most generally, a good thin handle is right around that 3/4. 3/4 is pretty thin, but feels great. And on an old school handle like that, here's another older one. Let's see what this one is. 3/4. Okay. So this is a 3/4. And that's what we'll go with. I'll go a little bit wider than that, and then a little bit wider than that and shape down to it. So we want to adjust this. What do we want to adjust this to? We'll adjust this to 5/8. Okay, I'll just make sure I cut outside of that. Now when we get up here, when you get up, show you real quick. Okay, so when you get up into this part, you want to start from, let's say from about here, from about right in this area forward. You want to gradually get a little bit wider, because a lot of your heads, a lot of your eyes are 3/4 of an inch. Your 3/4 of an inch is It's a good rule of thumb. Just a shade under 3/4. 3/4 of an inch is a good rule of thumb for the eye. So you want to leave, I would say make it an inch, and then you can shape down. You can shape down to that. Let's see here. Do I have one that's got a little bit bigger? I guess I do right here. See, now this is a good example. See that eye? That eye, and that's the bottom. That eye is 7/8 of an inch. So you want to give yourself at least an inch. You want to make that. You want to make that curve, that haft, at least an inch. And start gradually getting wider as you go forward. So we are going to do that. Let me finish marking this out real quick. There's the main handle. So we're going to start getting a little wider right in here. We're going to gradually get it wider out to an inch all the way through here. So let's see here. Let's get you down here, and maybe we can get a better. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So, usually, that was set at 5/8 on the outside. It's 2 inches wide. That gives me 3/4 of an inch. So we'll set that at 1/2 inch. Okay. All right. Check that. That's an inch. Okay. So we will gradually, right, something like that, something like that. Okay. Let's see, try not to knock you guys off of there. And then for the palm swell, we are going to just kind of I'm going to make this big. And what kind of shape down to it. But that is a little large. That's okay. Big is okay, because you can always take wood off. You can't put it back. So let's go ahead and cut this out. Okay. Well, just putting the final touches, last few coats on this. And I was doing an edit on the video, and I forgot the ending. So I just want to say, if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like if you like the video, or if you like my content. If there's anything I can work on, or if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. Hopefully there's some information in there somebody got some use out of, and if that's the case, then I'm going in the right direction. So, but I want to thank the people that did subscribe, and my new subscribers, and then I want to wish you all a happy Easter, and you guys have a safe weekend. Take it easy.